Okay, hello. So, uh, first off, let me tell you, I've had a glass or two of wine, so maybe I can talk a little more freely this time, right? Um, I was just thinking about why I started making these videos on this channel. And I remember when I had tinnitus, I was just in a really bad place. Is this sound ever going to go away? I'm thinking about it like every second, every minute. I'm anxious. I can't sleep. So, of course, I started searching Google and YouTube. And, there's the whole thing about 98% of people habituate to tinnitus. And it was like, yeah, but I'm that freaking 2% that's not getting it right now. And I need some help. Oh, my God. I'm going to be that 2% that never makes it. And then I did more searching and stuff, and it was like, oh, have you ever had this one? Let me see if I can get the phone in the right place. Um, so I got a little problem here. 1 second. But have you ever saw the video? They've got some people, and they're like, okay, the solution to tinnitus, and you start massaging here, and then maybe you put your hands here, and you do some kind of thing where you bang on the back of your head for a while. And that somehow is like a cure to tinnitus. Have you been across that video? I went through all of them, and this little whatever it is, it didn't work. But it was like anything I could find that might be a cure to tinnitus. I was like, we gotta find it. And the more I researched, I found that there isn't a cure. And there's this thing called habituation. So then I looked, I scoured the internet, scoured the YouTube, trying to find what can we do to habituate? What can I do? Back then I didn't care about you, I was worried about me. And I was like, how do I habituate? Because this sound problem, this sound in my ear, it really sucks, right? And I was like, I don't think I can deal with this. It's just absolutely awful. And then, I remember after, the beating on the head and, eardrops, and went to the ear doctor, and they're like, it'll probably go away. And I'm like, okay, 2 weeks, 6 weeks, 3 months. It didn't go away. And it's like the doctor, the ear doctor, whatever you want to call them, they didn't do anything for me. I mean, I remember just to see the audiologist who would do a test on my ear. They set an appointment like 3 months later. And it's like, I'm going nuts right now. I need to see somebody either today or tomorrow. And they're like, oh, we're terribly sorry. Let me see if we can move it up. And I was like able to get an appointment like in 6 weeks instead of 3 months. And so anyway, I was pretty much just on my own, right? I'm trying to deal with this tinnitus thing. And of course, I researched all kinds of different sounds. There's the background noise. The one I found the best was like the shower noise. It's like a shh, the sound of the shower, which was close to the sound of my tinnitus. But I tried these other things where there some I forget the scientific name, but they had some kind of like some kind of generated sound that will lessen your tinnitus, and it's just and, some kind of weird sound like that, right? I listened to that for a long time, and then I'd be like, I think it went down a little bit. Maybe it's working. And then, no, that shit doesn't work either. But I tried like these really like obnoxious sounding, I can't emulate it very well. But I tried that. I tried like everything I could think of, and I was not getting anywhere. So I basically, then I what do you call it? I found a couple people that said they had had habituated to tinnitus, but I couldn't find very many. Like if I searched for tinnitus habituation, I would find like some scientist. They would have like a 1 hour lecture talking, and they might be interviewing somebody, and it was like really boring. And they'd be asking questions. They might be like, so the process of habituation can take many months, but with some persistence and sticking to the treatment plan, you can start to habituate. And I'm like, I need solutions now, right? And I'm sure you've seen some of those videos where you've got like a scientist or somebody who's an expert, and they're very like scientific and talking slowly and not really telling you that much, and the science of habituation, blah blah blah, and you're so that wasn't doing me any good. And then there was some other people. It's like, if you come to our clinic, we have the plan just for you, and we have some specially designed hearing aids that are going to help you to mask the sound of your tinnitus, and just for a few $1,000s, you're going to be healed. So that wasn't working for me. But eventually I did find a couple people where they said they habituated. There was one lady I remember in particular, I should try to find her again. She said, if the tinnitus were to go away tomorrow, it really wouldn't change my life that much. Everything's pretty normal for me. And I found a couple more people like that, at least one more, where they just said, yeah, I got to the point where I just didn't think about it anymore. And I'm like, okay, that's it. I've got to figure out how to do that. How do I get to where I don't think about it anymore? And that was, how I got to making these videos. And how do we not think about it? How do we do this thing called habituation? So anyways, I'm having a little fun tonight. I had a glass of wine and, talking a little more freely, but, totally it's possible to habituate to tinnitus. And my story began with, or my habituation story began with, I decided I'm going to tell myself that I like the sound. It's a beautiful sound. I love it. I'm going to change the way I think about it, and then it's going to change me, and I'm going to habituate. And it pretty much worked. It took time. But I got hope pretty quickly once I started doing that. And I in a way, I was just bullshitting myself. I'm like, what a beautiful sound. I love it. The sound of tinnitus, the sound of this beautiful sound. I'm so happy whenever I hear it. I feel so safe and calm whenever I hear it. I bullshitted. And it worked. But I guess it's bullshit when you say all this negative shit all the time and you say, oh my God, I can't sleep. I'm so nervous. I can't stop thinking about it. It's terrible. That is bullshit too. So I'm giving it to you in the glass of wine terms tonight. Cheers. Cheers. I hope you can find a way to tell yourself the proper bullshit. And the bullshit that actually convinces your brain to stop worrying about it so much, and then that habituation starts to work. And there's been a couple people on this channel. At least a couple of them were suicidal. I remember a couple of them had one person had a fire alarm, so loud it was like a fire alarm, and they habituated. I've been so amazed with some of the comments that people have made. I really, excuse me, I really don't know exactly what happened to some of these people, but I got these comments saying, you did so good, you helped me so much. And I'm back, I'm here to try to help you. It seems like I'm doing good. So thank you for that. I want to keep trying to help you because I'm so thankful that I found a way. So I'm trying to give the knowledge I have to you. It may or may not be perfect, but it seems like not only have I gotten better, but other people have gotten better. They weren't suicidal anymore. They got hope. Their loud tinnitus, they habituated, or whatever you want to call it. They got to where they didn't think about it. It didn't bother them anymore. And a lot of people have gotten hope. Hope is so important. I know some days it just still doesn't work out, maybe. But, hope is a really good thing. And I hope I give you some of that. And not only that, I hope you get to where you're just confident in your ability to do this mysterious thing called habituation and get to where you don't notice it anymore. It doesn't bother you. You can be in a quiet room and it's fine. I haven't thought about it this whole video, but I stopped and thought about it just then. And yep, it's still there. And I'm fine, So I hope you will be too. Cheers. The reason I had to stop the phone today earlier is I knocked this glass over, and now I better clean it up so it doesn't stay in the carpet, and then go to sleep. Okay, have a good day. I'll see you.